Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Build. I'm your host, Carrie Justick. And today I'm sitting down with fashion designer and businesswoman Nicky Hilton, who just launched her second footwear collection with French Sole, which is sure to get you ready for spring. Let's take a look at the collection. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. It's spring is here.
It's spring. I mean, it's supposed to be nearly 70 degrees.
I'm not even wearing a jacket today. I just have my little blazer on. I'm very happy to be
which
here.
is a welcome change for New York because I mean it's been all over the place, but it's been pretty frigid. So I'm happy to say spring is here. Your spring summer footwear collection is here.
Yes.
So this is your second collection with French Sole. Could you walk me through a bit of the designing process, how it was different from last time, and maybe some new, pieces of inspiration that you used to design this?
Well, anyone who knows me knows that I am obsessed with ballet flats. I just think they have the perfect combination of elegance and comfort. I mean, of course, I love my heels for evening, but for my day-to-day running around, pickup, drop off at school, meetings, I can't do that in heels. So I just love a little chic flat. So I brought a few today to show you. This is the Charlotte.
I love the color of that too.
Yes. Spring was fun for me because I got to use all of my favorite cotton candy colored pastels. It's very feminine and pretty with the bows. And then here's another fishnet flat. This is the Jessica, all with the trademark baby blue sole.
And
then we have this, I love an animal print. An animal print is a neutral to me. It never goes out of style.
Yeah, and you do it so well, and I know you have a red one.
I do.
Which is so cute, and again, seems like something that would be like impossible to wear, but at the same time, you realize they're so easy.
Yes. And then this is a little more like a preppy loafer, the Madison, which we do in a few colors.
So cute.
Thank you.
And so obviously I know you first launched with a Kathy flat, inspired by your mother. How do you name your shoes?
Whenever I'm doing a collection, I like to name them after women that I love or admire. So sometimes they're family members, friends, fictional characters.
It's like whatever comes to. Yeah. And then obviously you pointed to the powder blue sole of the shoe. And I know you've spoken about that before. You talk about how much you love Christian Louboutin and how he does the red. And you said whenever you designed a shoe collection, you would do a powder blue sole. So why is that something that you wanted to add to this collection?
I just thought it was different and fun. Baby blue is my favorite color because I have baby blue eyes. I don't know. I love that color. And I thought it was just something different.
Yeah, it's like your signature. And is there any other signature flair that you put on designing these shoes? Like anything that was something like close to you and you were just like, this is the perfect Nicky Hilton shoe?
I really wanted to make the styles just classic and timeless that you could have in your closet for years to come. So nothing too trendy. That's why we offer all the shoes in neutral colors. But this one was a little bit of a departure for
my
me.
favorite.
This little slingback faux serpent, which we did with some neon colors. That was fun.
Yeah, was that like you stepping out of your box a little bit to like create this neon shoe?
Yes, I can't even believe that I'm wearing kitten heels. If you asked me 5 years ago what one of my pet peeves in life was, kitten heels would be up there. And now I'm making them. It's so crazy, but I'm very into the kitten heel trend. I don't know. I love it with this skinny jean or a leather legging. It's
a good look. It's easier to walk in. It's one of those things, I mean, everything that was in style previously is now coming back in style.
History always repeats itself.
History always repeats itself. And I feel like people are really going to be taking some inspiration from you and your sister, of course, who have been fashion icons forever. I mean, really, when you think about it, it's like all of the heels that you've rocked in the past, like they're still very relevant, still very on trend. And then things like the iconic juicy sweatsuit, like those things are coming back in trend.
all coming back. The juicy couture tracksuits, the Dior saddlebags, the Von Dutch hats, the Fendi logo mania. it's all back, and it's so fun seeing all these girls wear all the trends that Paris and I and our friends, wore back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. And so is that going to serve for any inspiration in the future? Is there anything that you think you would make something that's kind of fun and throwback vibes, but still, on trend today?
I think everyone loves a throwback right now, and Paris and I are actually working on something together, which is going to be exciting because we haven't worked together professionally in quite a while. So it's fun because we started out as the Hilton sisters, and then to come back and collaborate together will be fun.
That's incredible. I mean, yeah, you guys have empires, in your own right, and you do so much. You both are looked up to as businesswomen. And so what do you think, how have you inspired each other's work ethics and also, created your own paths?
I'm so grateful for my parents instilling that work ethic in us because I remember at 12, 13, my parents were like, you have to get a job. You're not hanging out all summer. And I think that it really built me into the businesswoman I am today, just, inheriting that entrepreneurial DNA.
And it's really interesting because I feel like, Paris, everybody says she's the OG influencer, and you can tell that you both use social media very wisely and really use it to promote your businesses and show who you are. And she jokes that she is the first to get paid to party, which obviously is true, but at the same time, both of you do so much more than that. And I feel like you two were some of the first to realize you can make brands out of yourselves and out of the products that you're creating.
It was just so different when we came onto the scene because there was no manager, there was no publicist, there was no stylist, there was no glam team. It was just like two teenagers going out.
Yeah.
And we were able to parlay it into a brand. But today it's just, I don't know, I just feel like everything can be a bit manufactured. You don't know what's real. Everything's hashtag sponsored. You don't know if they really like the dress they're wearing or they're getting paid to wear it. And back then it was just really organic and real.
I was going to say, obviously, like I said, you use your social media wisely, you use it for your products, but you didn't grow up with it.
No.
And so what do you think your life would be like if you had social media back then, and how would it be different?
It's just so different but it's cool though. That's, social media is a great tool to put out rumors and to promote your products or what you're doing. I love social media. I get to keep up with my friends and family, just scrolling through. Oh, she's in LA. She's in Hawaii.
Yeah, you're all over the place, so you guys need it to stay connected.
You don't even need to see people because you know exactly what they're doing, who they're with, what they're eating, what they're wearing. It's fun.
Yeah. You bringing up that you can kind of dispel rumors on social media is a really interesting point. And obviously, I think that's something that people really use to their advantage.
Yes.
When you were younger, you were in the spotlight all the time. And I'm sure a lot of things were said about you. How did you kind of manage that without that communication tool?
You know what? It was a little frustrating because my parents always told us to never dignify a rumor with a response. So people would be writing all this stuff, and we just sort of had to sit back and ignore it. But today, you just, go on your Twitter and you say, no, that's absolutely not true.
Yeah. You're like, I'm just going to shut that one down before it even begins. And so obviously talking about traveling and everything, I know that you had said recently you were on the talk and you were talking about traveling back to New York and having some concerns with everything that's going on. How has traveling been going for you? Is it still, everything still scheduled and planned as?
No, a lot of stuff has been canceled. I was supposed to head out to Qatar in a few weeks. That has been canceled. I was actually supposed to take my daughters to a pre-Easter celebration tomorrow. I just got an email that has been canceled. A few meetings have been canceled with people flying in. It's quiet. Look around.
Yeah.
It's people are feeling the effects.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And on a lighter note, going back to the collection, I wanted to talk about, I was just saying how cute this photo is, and I've seen all of the other promotional photos. They're so fun. I love the way they're styled. Were you able to style the pieces the way you wanted to? Did you style yourself? Like, how did the photo shoot all go down?
We actually shot this at my parents' house in LA. And I always joke when we do these campaigns, I am the art director, I am the stylist. It's all me. The hair and makeup is not me. But I always like to do it at my house or, I don't know, somewhere where I feel comfortable. And we just, mess around and come up with funny shots. This shot we actually did at the end of the shoot before we wrapped as a kind of a joke, but I like it.
I mean, it turned out great. That's so fun that you kind of take everything into your own hands, which again, I think says something about the way that you grew up and being your own boss and just making sure that you're in control of all of this stuff.
Yes. I mean, why would I hire a stylist when I could do it myself?
Yeah. And then in terms of creating the shoes and styling them, do you take advice from, friends and family close to you? Are you sharing this process as you're making the Kathy shoe? Are you calling up your mom and, saying, check out these designs?
You know what? I usually will not show the designs till the end because I don't want, people in my ear. But then I'll show them the final product.
And what's that like?
It's exciting. It's exciting. This shoe is just, I don't know if you've met my mother, but it's so my mother. It's just very classic, feminine. I just remember her always picking me up at school, and she had like a little Chanel tweed jacket and her leggings, because it was, the 80s, 90s, and a ballet flat. And I just fell in love with them ever since and incorporated it into my wardrobe.
I love that. And obviously you're talking about the flat as a shoe that's so easy for running around, school pickup, drop off, all of that stuff. As a mother, what would you explain? How would you describe your style? And how would they maybe describe your style? Because you're saying you look at this and you think Kathy. So in the future, like, what do you hope your daughters look at or even design themselves and they're like, this is so Nicky?
People always ask me, has your style changed since becoming a mother? But I don't think really, because my go-to uniform has always been a skinny jean, a ballet flat, and like a blazer or a sweater. Mm-hmm. And it still is. Yeah. Definitely don't get to go out and dress up as much as I once did, but my style honestly hasn't changed that much.
Yeah. Do you still take risks with, adding a snakeskin blazer and all that stuff, or are people going to look at you at the school pickup?
I don't think I'll wear this to school pickup. Maybe just throw a little cardigan on before pickup.
And so obviously having 2 children, what is it like to be involved in so many businesses and designing and, how do you balance that all?
I try and take the children with me as much as possible. I was just in LA doing some work, and I brought the girls, and it was a perfect opportunity for them to spend time with their grandparents and my cousin's children. So just sort of combining it when I can.
Which is awesome. Yeah. And so obviously I know that you don't do too much with them on social media.
No.
But just I feel like as a mom, you still get comments and you still get advice, whether unsolicited or not. So what are some of those pieces of advice that maybe have helped you and maybe you could do without?
I mean, I remember someone tagging me in a photo, and I was walking around the corner to get a coffee, and it was 90 degrees out, so the baby didn't have socks on, and people were going nuts. How could you bring a baby outside with no shoes? I'm like, I went around the corner and it was 90 degrees. Yeah. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Do you take the route of not responding to those things, or
I usually will not respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's really hard to be a mom, I think, in the public eye and on social media, because people just take it to their own advantage and it's really none of their business. But you're doing an incredible job. In terms of future designs, future collections, what is next for you? What are you trying to get your hands involved in that you're not yet?
Well, right now, which is quite exciting, Alice and Olivia did a collaboration with La Quena. It's in all of their flagship stores right now, which is benefiting Wings, which is a mentorship program for human trafficking survivors that I helped start. So it's really exciting seeing the project come to life with all the human trafficking statistics in the window and bringing awareness to this huge, huge problem that is sweeping the nation.
Yeah, I feel like people don't talk about it enough.
They don't.
How did you get involved in that cause?
I got involved because I went to a seminar at the New York Times a few years back about human trafficking, and I just was shocked. How uneducated people are about this. You know, there's 40 million people approximately that are enslaved and stripped of their rights. It's the second largest criminal industry in the world under drugs, $150 billion industry, and it's growing and growing. And it's frightening.
Yeah.
Women, children, men, it's awful.
Yeah, I mean, it's really scary. And obviously with doing a collaboration with Alice and Olivia, like how does that help and like in your own power to be able to do that, how does that help to bring that awareness to other people?
I think awareness is a huge, huge factor in it. And portion of the proceeds will go to Wings, the mentorship program, and create funds for the women and help them rebuild.
That's awesome. And I just love that you're doing that for a cause because, like I said, you've designed a ton of products and you've been in this industry for a long time. So it's really cool to see.
No, it's so exciting. They just wrapped the Alice and Olivia flagship in all of the artwork. And I was actually talking with my Aunt Kyle the other day, and this is the most rewarding work that I can do. It's just to bring awareness and, you know, hopefully we can help stop this.
Yeah. And so to that same point, I also have to ask, since you've been, you know, in the public eye for so long, when was maybe the point that you realized you had the influence, the platform, the power to do good and to, you know, bring awareness, bring change?
Philanthropy has always been a big part of my family, especially with the work with the Conrad Hilton Foundation. Since its inception in 1944, the Hilton Foundation has given over nearly $2 billion to nonprofit organizations that alleviate human suffering. And it's amazing. I was just actually at the foundation in LA last week and talking about the new grants that we're going to give this year for our different areas. And I don't know, I feel a moral obligation to give back.
Yeah, and it all makes it worthwhile. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Nicky. I hope everybody goes and checks out her latest French Soul collection.